You and me. Now. I can't wait to get my hands on you.
Flatout 2 is probably the game of your childhood and you play it only to feel like 12 years old. The game features mentally ill characters that rather than respect each other on the highway, they will mount you into the wall to remind you other tribes to not mess with them. And by characters, I mean you. You can pick mentally challenged man or equally challenged woman. That depends on your taste, whether you want to hear male war cries or flying to windshield at 200 miles per hour, or female screams that are the only female screams you will ever hear if you play this game, because either way, you're going to Arkham Asylum. You got plenty of cars to choose from in 3 categories. You have standard issue Russian mobiles, then you can upgrade to full American, that are a little bit safer on the roads. And last category consists of only Hondas that make noise at 3 AM You can take your dad's car on the test drive on the fields, cities, deserts, parking lots, derby balls, super bowls, and even through the fire and flames into the pool. You can name your character, but be careful. Once you choose the name, your IP address goes into FBI database, and in case you get a license, expect funny men in black suits at your door. There is career mode where you unlock everything. The story has so many sides and turns and plot twists that I never could make out anything out of it. But I'll try to explain as much as I can. The game starts where a dark shadowy figure rushes into your room and suffocates you with what seems to be a pillow. But it's not your pillow, it's an airbag. Turns out it's an airbag killer that steals airbags from cars, so when people crash they die. You wake up in a beaten up Honda with your arms stitched to the wheel. You see nitro boost on the bottom left and you see position on your top right, but you also see the birds around your head, and so you don't know what's real. Then the Nickelback song Flat on the Floor starts playing. You fucking hate Nickelback, but you don't know how to turn it off, and you forgot that your hands are stitched to the wheel. You look around and you see other people, but they don't seem to be concerned by this situation. They all look forward with the intention to kill. You hear engines revving, so the race is about to start, and then the game starts. Everyone starts ramming into each other and going full speed into the walls. It's total madness, but you get accustomed to it after a while. And after driving a couple of races, the airbag killer approaches your car without saying a word and upgrades it so you can drive faster. You don't know what is going on later cause suffocating gas fills your car and you wake up in the next race. The story usually doesn't make sense to me later because it's not much explained and all the characters seem to scream at you and each other rather than using internal voice. And so you will go from race to earn your freedom by upgrading and buying new cars with the money you will never actually see, because either way you die in a race or have to spend it all on the new car. But the way to earn most of the money is to conveniently go the opposite way and try to kill everyone on the track, ramming head onto their cars. Not only it gives you most of the money, it also gives you the most adrenaline high. And once you finish the entire game you get a cutscene where airbag killer tells you that you weren't forced to do all of it and you could leave anytime, and the character you picked starts crying with the golden trophy in his hands, stating that now he has to live with all the lives he took and that it will haunt him for the rest of his life.
She'd take the world off my shoulders if it was ever hard to move. She'd turn the rain to a rainbow when I was living in the blue. Why then, if she's so perfect, do I still wish that it was you? Perfect don't mean that it's working, so what can I do when you're out outside in my mind? 'Cause sometimes I look in her eyes and that's where I find a glimpse of us. And I try to fall for her touch, but I'm thinking of the way you was. Said I'm fine and said I move on. I'm only here passing time in her arms. Oh, a glimpse